I'm showing you Combatant Client, which is a brand new client for Minecraft Java Edition 26.2, which is currently the latest version. I'm on their GitHub page right now. As you can see, the client is 100% open source. They even have enough documentation for the basics all down there. You can read through the README file, but for right now, I'm just going to be heading over to this releases tab, where if you want to download the client just as I am in this video, you want to locate the latest release and then simply download the pre-built jar file. For the rest, to use this, you do also need the Fabric API for 26.2, so you can go ahead and download that, as well as the Sodium mod for 26.2 as well. These will both be linked right down in the description below. Now, judging by the fact that we had to download the Fabric API, you probably also guessed that you do need to have Fabric installed for 26.2, or maybe a different version if you're watching this video in the far future. Anyways, make sure you have that installed. If you don't have that yet, or you're not sure where to get it, I will link it right down in the description. Here we have the 3 mods that we need in our downloads, and so we can press on Windows and R at the same time, type in app data, and make our way to the mods folder by going into the folder called roaming and then .minecraft, and there we have it. Nice. We can simply drag in these 3 mods, then close that up, open up the Minecraft launcher and launch Fabric for 26.2. Immediately inside of Minecraft, you'll notice some few minor changes, but let's just go ahead and check this out in maybe a random single player world. And then especially inside of Minecraft, you'll notice that Combatant Client automatically changes a whole bunch of things, but we're definitely going to be taking a look at this. I want to say, if you appreciate me showing you this, then do of course make sure to subscribe. So the basics of using Combatant Client are the same of that as very many other Java clients. You can simply press on the right shift button on your keyboard to open up the click GUI area, and on escape to close it once again. Anyways, inside the click GUI, we have all of the utilities that Combatant Client offers. You'll notice that it looks a little like Cataline as well, in a very good way, but as far as I know, Cataline is closed source, and thus this is completely original, maybe with a little AI spark. No one really cares about that. It's everything in 2026. Anyways, we can click on these utilities to turn them on and click on them once again to turn them off. And you can right click and you'll then be brought to these customization menus right over here, where you can always apply a keybind and then also view some other customizations, and press on the escape key on your keyboard to return back into, well, the regular list of utilities. It's pretty simple to use. It should be pretty self-explanatory. There is a general client settings area over here as well. You can check this out in the settings module over here. This contains a few very important categories. The first one is the HUD, probably the biggest one here. As you can see, there are a lot of HUD elements active by default. This is basically everything that is currently being displayed on your screen. So going into the settings area, you can actually manage what is and isn't going to be shown. So this probably inaccurate memory counter is, I assume, what they will have called it. We can find that right over here, my memory. We can simply go ahead and disable that. Of course, I can also go ahead and right click on this, but it doesn't appear that there is an option here to make this actually work correctly. So I'll just close that for right now. You can manage all of these through here. There are also some that are disabled by default. In case you're wondering, yes, the time is displayed by default, which is, I think, a very nice addition. It is also 4 AM when I'm recording this video, but you don't need to mind that too much. Below that is the UI, which is very similar to the HUD, except this is, for example, the hotbar. It is all the things that are just changed but built into Minecraft already. So I personally actually really like this custom hotbar, but you can disable that and bring it back to the defaults. Of course, one of the cool things here is that you can't actually customize the default hotbar. And although you can turn this custom one on and off, you can actually also customize it even more to your liking. And I'm not going to go through all of that right now. Like, if I were to look at every single customization, we would be here for hours. For my sleep's sake, it is best if that is not the case. They have some themes as well. For this video, I'm just going to be keeping it on the classic theme, but there is a bunch of default themes in here. All of these kind of being more like not entirely different themes, but they all just give a slightly different hue to the client. I kind of like the legacy theme here though, but for right now I'll just keep it in the classic one. There is also some main client settings over here. You can look through these if you want to do those. I believe here you can also change the default bind for the Click GUI, which, as I said, is right shift. There is a built-in friends menu over here, and also a configuration menu that has a user interface. So here we can save our current configuration, we can manage it, load it, delete it, do all that good stuff. Back to the Click GUI area though, that was kind of that for Combatant Client, but obviously definitely not all. This client has so much more to offer, and as it gets probably more popular as time goes on, because currently it's new, so that's also why I'm showing it to you guys. Throw something new into the mix. I'll see what kind of configs you guys can cook up with this. Definitely let me know. Post them in my Discord server, link in the description below. I'd love to check those out. But in this other section over here, there is a panic mode which you can manage, and you can also manage the Click GUI as a whole over here if you wish to do so. Of course, there are scroll bars. Keep that in mind. You can scroll, especially in the visuals and movement sections, you can scroll quite far. There is a very decent amount of utilities that this client has to offer. With that being said, they are still somewhat in a beta. You will have seen the current release number is 0.1.1. It's not, there are going to be probably and potentially some bugs. If you do notice those, you can report those on GitHub. I don't believe they have any other communication systems set up just yet. Or if you're a real goat, you could even make a pull request and try and patch it yourself. Going back to their GitHub, they actually have markdown files over here like contributing.md detailing how you should contribute if that is something you wish to do. You can also just make a fork without trying to merge it back in later. Thank you all ever so much for watching, and I do of course hope to see you all again in the next one as well. Bye bye.